in today's webinar, which is a Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program application info session for the cohort 2024-2025, which is a guidance on admission, on undergraduate admission, postgraduate admission, for international students, how to get a circle certificate. Then also shall have ESA tips to help you on in filling in your scholarship application. So we are going to hear from Brian Chomhendo, who is a Master's of Science Bioinformatics student at the University of Pretoria, who is also an events coordinator with the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Community. We shall also hear from Lilian Kafko, a PhD student on food science at the University of Pretoria, who also is an alumna and an intern at the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program. We also hear from Adele Ademiku, a Master's of Food Security, University of Edinburgh, UK, who's a Mastercard Foundation Scholar, and he's going to be giving us some essay tips, essay application tips, essay writing application tips. The application deadline for the University of Pretoria for undergraduate studies is closed, so apply as fast as possible. Then for postgraduate students, you need to check with your program yearbook or your department for the application deadline. So we're going to hear from, we're going to hear about UP. This is an introduction video.
Tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. A seed planted today takes root and grows into a tree that bears fruit in the future. Over 110 years ago, a seed was planted. Today, that seed, the idea of excellence, has grown into the University of Pretoria, South Africa's largest contact research-intensive university. 9 faculties and a business school are spread across 7 beautiful campuses, which are home to over 50,000 students, ready to make an impact in the world beyond university and join our global network of nearly 300,000 alumni. Future-focused, sustainably developed facilities and cutting-edge multi- and transdisciplinary research are underpinned by a desire to transform lives and have a positive impact on communities and the world. Excellence in teaching, learning, research innovation, arts and culture, and sports puts us firmly amongst the world's best universities. Knowledge is not just what is in books. It is the wisdom to apply it, to nourish and nurture the seed so that it takes root, grows tall, bears fruit, and branches out. UP plants that seed, that tiny bit of curiosity, creativity, critical thinking, hope, the desire to care, respect, help, and innovate against all odds, to grow, to leave your mark, to excel, to challenge the norm, to think, to rethink, to discover, to inquire, to lead, to have courage, to make a difference, and to persevere. This is the University of Pretoria. We make today and every day matter.
Pretoria. Then I proceed with the application requirements for the University of Pretoria. So you're going to visit this website for your application and check that you have the required qualifications for your admission. For undergrad applicants, you need to have your high school results. Then for postgraduate students, you need to have your transcript for say that you can be evaluated on which course you're going to take if what you're applying for applies to is related to what you're applying for, or what you're applying for relates to what the previous transcript entails. Then for international students, you need to have a passport. Then for undergraduate students or applicants, you will apply for the USAF certificate, but this is going to happen during the process of your application. So you can start applying for the admission as you also apply for the USAF certificate later on when you're granted a conditional admission. Then for the SACA certificate, is for honors and masters. So which is helps to evaluate your academic transcript and gives you the level at which you are fit to join the University of Pretoria. Read about your potential department website. Raise yourself with the courses and programs there. And more so, it's important if you can be able to identify a supervisor for postgraduate studies. Yeah, that also helps you to easily get admission since you already have someone that's going to supervise you. But that's not a guarantee that you're also going to get the admission, but it increases your chances of admission. Yes, I talked about the SACO certificate. Yeah, this is depends if your department requests for it, but it's very important to let the admission team know which level you are at, so that they can admit you on the right level. Yeah, it helps most especially for research courses only. If you are good at research, then you can easily catch up. But because for research only courses, you will need to be self-driven and know what you're doing to be able to execute that research. So the 1 year honors program helps you to build your research career and also to prepare you for the masters. Yeah, but the sub-certificate tells you whether you're going to join at honors or go directly on masters, depending on the level the SACWA certificate says. Then for undergraduate, we had said about the use of so you're going to visit the USAF website, but this can happen later during your application, where when you are given a conditional website, any conditional a conditional offer, this may vary, but keep in touch with your department where the email you have used during the application. So all these times, the dates at which you can get your certificates change. They are not constant. So these are variables. For me, for example, my sub-certificate took 1 month because I knew what to do. So uh, with this, when you realize that a certificate is required, you'll visit the SACWA website, and then during the application, you go to services, then it will bring this bar, this window. So you click on evaluation of foreign qualification. This is for international students. Then for apply for evaluation, then it will take you to a site where you can apply. But there is a video online that can guide you when you go to YouTube. You type in SACWA application, it will bring you this website. I mean, this more importantly, if you can be able to type as it is here, HTTPS, the whole URL into Google, Chrome, or any other browser, you're able to go to the video direct. But if not, you can still go on YouTube and search SACWA application, and there's a video guiding you on this application. So upon your application, you can now follow the status of your application. When it changes to submitted for verification, then you know you have submitted. Then there is going to be where it changes to after, for example, a period of a few days. So keep monitoring the portal. You can see the status changes to seeking verification, and that is where much time is spent. The delays happen during that period, whereby the support team reaches to your previous university or the university at which you're studying to verify the credibility of your documents. So you will need to reach to your university academic registrar if that's the body that is responsible for the transcript, and get to them and inform them that the SACWA team wants to know about the credibility of your documents. So that your university has to send certified documents to them via the emails they have used to communicate to your university. Or you can provide what I did. I told my academic registrar, the person that was in charge of the transcripts office and the academic registrar office. So there are different offices at the academic registrar, but there's an office that is responsible for transcripts. So some universities pay for the verification. That verification, they can request you to pay for the fee for certifying your documents, but find out from a university if that is required. So upon sending of that transcript, certified transcript to SACWA, or using the SACWA emails, then the SACWA can now start processing your document. So how fast they do that is what will determine how fast you get your certificate. And for the SACWA certificate, always, if you're only verifying your undergrad admission, transcript, put only one, verify only one certificate. Do not go to verify for high school, because what the university now will look at is the level you are at, and SACWA will look at your undergrad and then it gives you the level. So it's always good to apply for using the undergrad, or if the master's is also required. It depends on your level, on the intention for the verification. But for this case, for admission into the University of Pretoria, you may need to apply only using one and academic document here for undergrad to verify to go either honors or masters. Yeah, but that may vary depending on your situation. But that's what I know so far. So all this is the guidance from my experience. Your experience may vary. So the UP has a generic application procedure that allows that all prospective students must follow to obtain a student number. As a prospective student, you must visit the departmental website to inquire about the departmental application procedures. In case you have any issues or what you don't understand, when you're not clear, there is usually emails to reach out to on your departmental website. And it helps when you communicate to your department because those are the people that know more about your course. So you're going to listen to to the application procedure for you to be able to obtain to submit your documents.
Hello and welcome to the University of Pretoria's video guide to online applications. Thank you for choosing UP. We are one of Africa's top universities and the largest contact university in South Africa with more than 1,300 study programs. There are a few useful links in the description below for you to follow. Now, on to applying at UP for your studies. There are 3 phases before registration, and these form part of the online application. You will then be able to access your UP portal to track your admission status, and finally, you will be able to complete your student contract if your application is successful. Before we start the application process, please make sure that you have access to your email and that all of the required documentation has been scanned and converted into PDF format as well as labeled correctly. These documents are a copy of your ID or passport, grade 11 report, or final school certificate, for example, NSC, IEB, or similar. Proof of payment of the application fee only if you are not using the online credit card option. The application fee of 300 Rand will be applicable and the account details will become available further on in the application process. If you can't pay the application fee, you will have the option of uploading an affidavit or a document that indicates proof of family income. If you experience any problems during the application process, be sure to visit our frequently asked questions page. Now, let's get started. The first step is to open your internet browser and go to www.up.ac.za/online application. This will take you to the online applications page. On this page, you can find the online application guidelines, information about application fees, student accommodation, and much more. Right now, however, we will be clicking on the Apply Now link to continue the process of applying for your undergraduate studies. This will take you to the next page. Please click on the I want to drop-down list. Here, you can select to either view or continue your previous application or start a new application. Select Start New Application to begin the application process. A data privacy notice will pop up directly afterwards. Please select OK. Click on the Career of Study drop-down list and click on the Undergraduate Full-Time option. Then select First Year of Study from the drop-down menu and select the applicable year. If you have previously studied at UP, please enter your student number in the field required. Now, complete all the required fields. Finally, please add the security code before you click on Go. A dialog box will pop up to inform you that your application has successfully started. Click OK to continue. Please check your email for the application ID and password. Take note that the application ID always begins with the letter T followed by 7 numbers. Now, click back to the I want to drop-down list and select the option Log in to continue. Complete the fields with your login details. Click on the Go button to continue. Confirm your email address. Then change your password to the one that you are able to remember. When you have done this, proceed to the next page. Great! You're one step closer to completing your application. From the top, you can see your name, application number, year that you are applying for, and your overall application status. This will currently say, must still verify and apply. This means you have a few more steps to follow and to be verified. Take note of the left and right arrow buttons below your application status. Clicking on these will guide you through the process. Next to the arrows, there is a Save button. Remember to save regularly and after completing a category. To check on email communications, click on the Email button. To request help to complete the application, click on the Help ? button. To exit your application, click on the X button. Click on the Next button. This will open the personal information step indicated, also highlighted in the left panel. You can change or complete the different fields. Once completed, click Save and move on to the next step by either clicking the Next button or Next step in the left panel. Complete the required fields on the Contact Details step. Remember to search for your city, suburb, or postal code for it to generate the missing data more quickly by clicking on the magnifying glass icon. The mobile number must be a 10-digit South African cell phone number. You can use the alternative number option to capture any international phone numbers. Move on to the next step and complete your demographic details. Let us know more about you by selecting an option from the Tell Us More drop-down list. Be sure to indicate if you have a disability. If you have any queries related to studying at UP as a disabled student, please check the website of UP's Disability Unit via the provided link. Now onto the Tertiary Educations tab. Only applicants who have studied at UP or who have never been enrolled at any other university or higher education institution should choose No. All other applicants who are or were enrolled at another university or higher education institution should choose Yes and go on to capture their previous or current tertiary education details. They should also provide the academic records or qualifications obtained from that university or institution. And let's move on to the Secondary Education tab. Select your final school year and examining authority from the respective drop-down list. Click on the magnifying glass icon to search for the name of the high school you attended. Then complete the remaining required fields on the secondary step. Before capturing your final grade 11 or grade 12 results under the completed school grade section. Now we can move on to the study choice step. This is where you can apply for what you would like to study at UP. Click on the magnifying glass icon and enter the keywords of your study program. Then click the search button. Choose your program from the list by selecting the row. You will only be allowed to select the row if the program is still open for applications and if you meet the minimum requirements. Should you be unsure what to study or if you meet the minimum requirements, you may click on the What Can I Study link to find out more. For further details of study programs offered by the university, please visit the UP Programs page link. If you have a second choice of study, please complete this field. Next is the General Details step. This is where you can indicate if you would like to be considered for placement in a residence. On this page, you can also indicate if you are applying for financial aid through the NSFAS or UP funding. The next thing to do is to complete the required fields in the documentation step. Here you will be asked to upload your final grade 11 school results if you are still busy with school, or your school leaving results if you have completed school already, such as the National Senior Certificate, the NSC, or equivalent qualifications. Move on to the declaration step. Be honest about all the information that you have entered. Dishonesty might lead to your application being denied. Please make sure that you upload the correct documents and capture the correct results. If you are sure that everything is correct, then click Yes. You will then have to verify your application and pay the application fee if required. Click on the Verify Application button. If the verification fails, please return to the specific steps where there are errors in order to make corrections. After a successful verification, you may proceed with payment. Follow the on-screen steps to make the online credit card payment. When this has been completed, click on the Back to Application button to finalize your application. You can also make a bank deposit or EFT payment using the bank details provided. Please upload proof of payment once you have done this. If you cannot afford the application fee, please indicate this and upload proof of family's earnings or an affidavit to this effect. You can now submit or review your application. If you are sure you have completed the application correctly, then click I have completed the application, please submit to the university. You should get a message saying that you have successfully applied to the University of Pretoria. Your overall application status should read Applied. You have the option to view your application at any time. So, what happens next? Your application will be processed by UP and we will contact you via email to confirm that we have received your application and provide you with your allocated student number. The process might take 14 days during peak periods. We will send you the necessary information about the next steps required after a successful application. We hope that your application is successful and wish you a fruitful academic journey at UP. Thank you.
A brief information for the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship program. You're going to have Lilian Kafko, who is going to give us information pertaining to the program. And just briefly, there's something I want to guide on. For if you're filling the forms, ensure that you're filling the right form. Undergrad form has a component where you have to have an official stamp. So ensure you get SD stamp from the school principal or a Mastercard partner or a referee. So it's now upon you to reach out to any of these parties to help you in getting the stamp. Then ensure to easily get to, if you want to know the course that you're applying for, get to these. This form has these links. You can easily click on the link and it takes you to these websites to easily get to the course you want to apply for. Then for those in the if you're an international student and not from the SADC region, you're not going to apply for law for undergrad courses, but for postgrad courses, it's fine. Law is applicable for international students. Then the Mastercard Foundation doesn't fund the programs for the health sciences faculty. So I'm sure you only apply for these courses that are that apply to those faculties that are in this form. Yeah, so more to that, which I'll be hearing from Lillian.
Under the Mastercard Scholars Program, they mainly venture into mental health. And then this picture was taken last year there was an scholar meeting that we had. I think you can see Bruhan there in the corner, and our program manager, Dr. Grace Ramafi, in the middle at the center. Then this was our check-in session that we had, I think it was last year, where we usually invite our current scholars just away from books to see how they are doing, faring academically, mentally, if there are any issues to discuss with them. And this is usually organized by the management team. And then I think this happened, yeah, this was also part from the visit from Solid Minds that happened last month. And yeah, these are some of our current scholars that we have on the program. And then, let me just go to the next slide. So generally what the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program is, okay, I'll speak for it in terms of the University of Pretoria. So at the University of Pretoria, these are the degrees so these are the faculties which the students, prospective scholars, can apply to before applying for the scholars program. So we do take or we consider the following faculties for undergraduate honors and master's degrees. So Faculty of Nature and Agriculture Sciences, all the degree programs under that faculty, whether be it honors, be it master's, be it undergrad, we take. Same with Economics and Management Sciences. Please note, this is different from GIBS, because I think there were some emails we were getting that were talking about GIBS. GIBS is one of the faculties at the University of Pretoria, but we do not, I don't think we fund them. So we only fund students that apply to Economics and Management Sciences. And then with humanities, there are some degrees that non-South Africans cannot apply for, so psychology and social sciences, because the rules and regulations are different when it comes to psychology or social sciences in different countries. So we saw from previous history that only students from SADC can apply for psychology and social sciences under humanities. The other degrees you are welcome to apply for. So under engineering, undergraduates can apply for the direct engineering program. So we do have a 5-year engaged program. So these are engineering programs that are spread over a period of 5 years. Those Mastercard Foundation does not take. They only take the students that apply for the 4-year degree engineering programs. So those are the direct ones. The 5-year engaged program is usually for students who, when they applied, they did not meet, their results did not meet the standards of the university. So what the university does, instead of letting them go, they will put them in the 5-year program. So their first year, it's more like they're doing subjects from their high school. And then from their second year, they join the bigger lot of the ones doing the 4-year degree. So their second year, the second year of the 5-year engineering program is the first year of the 4-year engineering program. So Mastercard only funds the 4-year engineering program. So electrical, chemical, as long as it's a 4-year engineering program, that's the one Mastercard, that's what the Mastercard Foundation funds. So under engineering, I think you also have architecture and quantity surveying. Those are also funded because they're under the faculty. And then when it comes to the Faculty of Law, it's the same situation as the psychology. Under the Faculty of Law, undergraduate students outside of SADC cannot apply. So SADC, those are your Southern African Development Community. So Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Eswatini, South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, those countries can apply to the undergraduate programs of law because their rules and their law, how can I call it? The legal system in their countries is similar to that of South Africa. If you go up north or towards the east and the west and the central, the legal systems are different. So for the law faculty, only postgraduate perspectives, sorry, only postgraduate perspectives can apply. Undergraduates, if you're not from SADC, you can't apply for the undergraduate degree in law. And then education, it's the same education, all the degrees under the education faculties, you can also apply for that. So this is so the Mastercard Foundation program generally is a comprehensive program that also caters for scholars who encounter high socioeconomic barriers. So that's financial need. You can't support yourself or your parents, and your family cannot support you through education. And this year we are targeting one, you have to be a student of financial need. So that's the first criteria outside of anything else. That's the big, like the big headline of applying to the foundation, the scholars program. You have to be of financial need. Then we are also taking students or persons with disabilities and refugees from different countries, because when the foundation looked and saw that these are also minorities that we are not looking at, or that have not been catered for when it comes to the previous phase that it had, the first phase of funding. So from now until 2030, we'll also be taking persons with disabilities and refugees. However, for persons with disabilities, you have to provide an affidavit. That's part of the requirements. If you read the first page of the application form, well, be it undergraduate, be it postgraduate, you will have to provide an affidavit or proof that you are a person with you are a person with this type of disability, and as well as a doctor's note explaining, just for purposes of us following up in case of anything happening. You have to provide a doctor's note so we know who to contact in case of anything or any more information that we need. You have to provide a doctor's note. With refugees or internally displaced persons, because we do know there are some internally displaced people in South Africa currently, or in other countries. So let's say, for example, you come from South Sudan, but you are in Kenya. Yes. So with the refugees, it's a bit tricky, but if you have all the right documentation, because remember, the South African legal system is also, or the government, you have to abide by the rules governing that country. So with regards to the refugees, you have to have all the right documentation. Unfortunately, if you don't have the right documentation, the Mastercard program cannot take you, because you will need to travel from wherever you are into South Africa, and South African rules, those we cannot bend. So you have to have all the right documentation. And we have been in touch with UNHCR and WUSC. Those are our main organizations that we are collaborating with regards to refugees. And they are aware of the stipulations that the University of Pretoria has and the South African government with regards to refugee papers. So I think that we'll have to be working with those organizations, because it's something that we do not have a hand in. So if you have all your documentations, then that's well and good. So the 4 pillars of the Scholars Foundation, this is generally the entire program, not just the one at the University of Pretoria, is academic excellence, like I spoke about, financial need, as well as leadership and community engagement. I think Bruhan will give more clarity on this, since he has been a scholar and he went through the same process and he was able to make it here. So the program, this is what the program covers here at the University of Pretoria. So we'll cover all your full tuition fees, accommodation and meals in a University of Pretoria residence or University of Pretoria accredited accommodation. Then you also have a monthly stipend. We do cover textbooks. This is mainly for undergraduates, the textbooks, because I know each and every year you have prescribed textbooks that you are required to read from, or you do exercises from, or you do tests from. And then medical aid, because it's a requirement that every student, mainly international students, have medical aid outside. So you can't register without the medical aid. So that is provided. And then visa costs. So what happens with visa costs? We usually reimburse, because the only way we can provide you with the funding is once you have been registered and you are a University of Pretoria student. Because the funding comes through the university, then we can give it to you. So what happens is when you apply for your visa, once you have gotten the award letter from the foundation, you apply for the visa, and then what we do is you keep your receipts, and then we'll reimburse the money back to you. Then the travel cost, that's also provided by the foundation. So your flight and postgraduate are on the website currently. And then an important note is that admission into university does not guarantee that you'll be awarded the scholarship, as the selection committee has to review your application form to determine whether you're a good candidate for the program. Yes. And then so for inquiries, in case you have inquiries to do with admission to the University of Pretoria, Mastercard Foundation does not handle that. You have to email directly to the admissions department at the university. That's the email, and then this is their telephone number. Or for graduate students, it's easier for you to contact your departments of interest instead of going to the university admissions, because they receive an influx of emails, and sometimes it takes about 2 weeks for them to get back to you. Rather, contact your department. That information is also on the university website. So contact your department directly, and then they'll assist you. Then once you're done with that application and you are applying to the Mastercard Foundation and you have inquiries, not inquiries to do with what am I supposed to write here, that we are not supposed to, we can't help you with that. But inquiries on, I can't find the application form, or I need the application fee waiver to attach to my university application, then you can email Mastercard, the Mastercard Foundation email, or you can call us on that number, and then we'll be able to assist you. So the deadline this year for applications to the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program is 30th of September, and it's the same deadline every year. So even next year, when they're applying for 2026, it will still be 30th of September 2025. So this year, it's the 30th of September 2024. That's the deadline for receiving all the applications. And maybe one thing I'll just tell you, side note, whatever is on the first page of the application form, you have to submit everything, because once you submit an incomplete application form, chances are you risk the chance of not going through the first round of selection, because we get over 500 plus applications, and we need less than maybe 100, 150 for everything. So in order for you to make sure you submit all the application requirements that are required, and it should be one merged document. So please do not send application form on its own, and then you send your ID on its own. You need to merge the entire application and then send it as one merged PDF document. The instructions are very clear on the application form as well. Okay, I think that's it from me. I'll hand over to Brohan. I'll be answering some of the questions in the chat as Brohan starts with his presentation. I'll just unmute him. Yes, I'll be answering some of the questions. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat.
Thank you so much. Let me share my screen. Combo. So these are important QR codes that you can scan with your phone. With the first one, you'll be able to explore the different programs UP offers, and then look at which program you want to pursue for the different departments, or for the different courses the Mastercard Foundation funds. So do due diligence, search about the courses and your interests, because now deciding on which course to choose determines your career trajectory. So do that with utmost passion. So the second one will be the scholarship. The second QR code is the scholarship program website. So upon scanning this, it takes you to the scholarship website. And when you navigate to the bottom of the page of this website, you're able to see the undergraduate and the postgraduate form. So download one that applies to you and ensure that when you're filling the name of the form or the form type dictate what you're going to fill, because though they are this some details could be the same at the bottom of the within of the form, but the name on the top, whether undergraduate or postgraduate, matters. So in applying for the scholarship, as Lillian had said before, you need to have applied for Kennedy, please. In applying for the scholarship, you need to have applied for your undergrad or postgraduate program and obtained a student number. And in so doing, you have known the course you're going to take on upon admission. So since every application has a deadline, put in your best effort to ensure you're within the timelines of these deadlines. And so upon downloading the form, you're going to fill it, and the essays. So for the essays, first of all, the selection criteria. So for everything that I'm going to be speaking is depending on my experience as a scholar. and I'm not speaking for the foundation. So this is purely my experience and my guidance that would help you rate your essays or have everything together for your submission, for the submission of your application. So according to the form, we see that the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program at the University of Pretoria for full-time undergraduate studies open to African students who are first-time master's students. So this is postgraduate form. So there is also an undergraduate form. Take note. So ensure that it has either undergraduate or postgraduate form 2025. So for a postgraduate who are first year master's students with a grade point average of at least 70%. So the program targets African youth who face significant economic challenges, socioeconomic barriers, refugees, or internally displaced people, and persons with disabilities who will return to their home countries and transform their communities. Applicants from outside countries outside South Africa should meet the requirements of the South African Qualifications Authority, which is SAQA. For more information, you're going to be visiting that page. And in Lillian's presentation, she also presented about how to navigate the website and the YouTube video that can guide you. So there is a YouTube video that can guide you through the application process for SAQA. When your department requires this SAQA, so you have to have it. So find out from your department whether your course requires the SAQA certificate. But most of the times at the University of Pretoria, to gauge your South Africa, the standard of your qualification with that of the South Africa, they usually request for SAQA certificate. So you're supposed to attach the following documents, some of which you're going to read in the form, but I'll emphasize. And you're supposed to attach a provisional admission letter from the University of Pretoria. This one is very important. However, it depends on how your department has responded faster to you. From my own experience, I was able to get my admission in around December. So it depends on when your faculty admits. Some even fill their places by August. So apply on time. So upon receiving your admission letter, when you have submitted your application, kindly share it to the program email, which is also in this form. Then provide proof of income. If there's no proof of income, provide the required affidavits. So maybe for a hint, from my experience from those I'm from Uganda, so for us we obtain our affidavits from the magistrates. So you're going to have consult with any lawyer for guidance on an affidavit if you don't have no proof of income. But the other information I've known, for those in South Africa, you can be able to get from your police station, and you can get the affidavit from your police station, which is a statement shows that your income, your level of income, the sources of income, or they do not have, or they do not have maybe payment through the bank or they are not reliable. So you're going to find a way of coming up with the affidavit with consultation of authorities who know the law. So find out, don't do it yourself. Then you need to attach your documents, which include your passport and those of your parents and those of your siblings. And if you're a person with a disability, sure, you also need to attach those documents. So, and only admitted students to the university are considered for this program. So the scholarship only funds students at the University of Pretoria. So if you're outside of the University of Pretoria, you won't be considered for the scholarship. And the deadline is 30th September 2024. So quickly, let me go to the essays, because the program time is almost. So with the essays, let me give a few hints. There's a question that requires sharing of the So why should you specifically be considered for this program? Here, so here they're looking at how unique are you and as an individual? What vision do you hold apart from financial need? So the foundation is the Mastercard Foundation is likely to fund someone who has a vision for their future. So what do you envision? What do you see? How do you see yourself impacting the African continent upon your graduation? Then with the question of describe a situation where you had a challenge, uh, a significant challenge, and to reach a goal, how did you react to this challenge, and what did you learn from this situation? So in this one, they want to describe that challenge and what did you do upon receiving that challenge, what happened, and in so doing, after resolving the challenge, what did you learn from it? What leadership skills did you develop? What is the new person? How did it define you? Which new skills came to your life upon you overcoming that challenge? So you need to look at leadership in a broad perspective, because the questions are majorly on leadership. So for those in undergrad, I know you may not have had great, significant or big leadership breakthroughs, but everyone starts from somewhere. Whether you have been the team captain, whether you have been the choir leader, whether you have been the class monitor, or uh, maybe you have been a class coordinator of a given subject. Which skills have you learned from that uh, leadership position, and how have you led people? How many people have you impacted? So uh, be you, tell your story, and use numbers to communicate the impact you have made as a leader. For example, these are just hints, they're general. While leading the implementation of Project X, focused on improving the self-esteem of teenage girls in location Y, we have impacted over 2,000, or we impacted over 2,000 children. The children enrolled in our programs can now communicate effectively with their peers. So in your story, bring out these numbers and show the location of where the project happened, because that shows the implementation, and the project is implemented somewhere, and activities done at a given location, and a given number of people participate. So somewhere there's going to be numbers. While working, another one, while working with the company or organization X as a sales or operations, or can be an auditor, I led the implementation of tool X, which led to 20% increase in profits, or a 10% reduction in operation costs, or for auditors could be a biannual internal auditing activities have enhanced our organizations or companies' compliance with industry standards by streamlining the audit process. So look at your career, or look at your previous leadership roles, and then define what are the key KPIs, what are the performance indicators, so what shows that you did this activity, and then this will make you stand out. It shows that you did the activity. So for those who have had several activities, let the most current ones show up, and articulate. Do not just say I participated in this, I participated in this. Just like one line. Describe the activity and show the numbers that you've impacted. And more so, you can have some of proof attached along with this PDF. Just this is from my perspective. What I do is, because I have participated in several give back activities, even before this scholarship at the University of Pretoria. So I had videos, I had photos. So I picked out action photos and action videos which relate to the essays I've written, and I describe these photos. I first put them in Word, I describe them, and then attach together that Word document along with these PDFs. So since they need you to combine all the documents into one PDF and then send them to this email, so that can help you, but use your best intuition or your best creativity to stand out, because this is a competitive process and you are unique. So show your uniqueness through filling out these forms, and approach these essays with confidence, because your story needs to be heard. So and how do you combine the documents? There are online sites. Even when you go to Google, you can say combining documents into PDF. But one of the sites I use is Combine PDF. So when you type Combine PDF, that's one of the sites that comes up, and you can be able to upload as many PDFs, as many documents you want. Then you download as one document, then name it. After naming it, you can name it with your name, such that a person can easily read and your name, and they know this is so and so. And then when you're sending the email, write a good email. So this is one of the ways that shows you're professional. So have a good subject for your email. For example, it could be 2025 scholarship application. So you put your name, for example, Chomhendo Bruhan hyphen 2025 Mastercard Foundation at UP scholarship application. Then you rate your body, the body of the email in a good tone, and then sign off, and then submit first, but ensure that you attach the documents as one PDF. So uh-huh. this question of explain why your choice of study will impact the career that you plan to pursue. How your choice of study will impact the career you plan to pursue, and ensure that the word limit is 300. So another easiest way to stand out is use online. There's online sites like uh, word counter. So word counter, when you search for it, you're able to type words, and then it counts how many words. So with this, you're able to uh, know how many words you have used. And also the easiest way to fill in your form, I use Microsoft Edge. So for example, uh, if I'm open one of the documents, so this one, let me say, now you click on it and open with. So when you open with Microsoft Edge, for example, it opens up. Ensure that you have this browser. You can be able to type into this document. If you have a laptop, you get. So there is a text T there where you can be able to type into this document, and later on save. So there is a save button on somewhere on the right, in the top right, where you can save, and then it saves to your desktop or to your to anywhere, the folder you want. Okay. So ensure that you align your choice of study. So how is the course you're choosing going to impact or the career you want to pursue? So look into the perspective of your career and see, by learning this course, you're going to get these kind of skills, and these skills can be applicable to my future career. Or you see those skills being used in implementation of a given project, or in streamlining work, uh, day-to-day tasks in your after you got a job. So look at your that course holistically, and then determine how that will define you. Then this is what part of the engagement. I've shown that the volunteer work. I've communicated that in one of the SSB back. Then in what ways do you currently give back? So this one is speaking to what you're currently doing. So look at what you're currently doing and identify how it defines how those roles uh, or which leadership skills come out from that role, and how are you leading, describe that leadership position or the several leadership positions, but keep in mind the 300 words. So we are done with the essays. So these are my engagements and the successes so far. I've participated in the UP Student Voices as an international student, and this is the video I'm going to play.
I chose UP for my postgraduate studies because the university provides a favorable learning environment that fosters creativity, and as well also to be able to improve my skills in analyzing data and generating insights from it. UP supports me as an international student in several ways. One, provides a well-stocked library with online and physical resources, and as well at my department of bioinformatics, there is a lot of opportunities which are shared to help improve our skills. And for example, this year I was chosen to participate in the bioinformatics course for Africa, and which has helped me to improve my skills in bioinformatics. With the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship at the University of Pretoria, they've provided me with psychosocial support that helps me to thrive as an individual in my academics. I would recommend other international students at the University of Pretoria to be able to thrive in their life.
So that's one of the opportunities I participated in as an international student. I was chosen to feature in the UP Student Voices. Okay. So recently, I graduated with a distinction in Bachelor of Science Honors Bioinformatics. So in Uganda, I did a Bachelor of Science Technology Biology at the at Chambergo University. But since it was a 3-year degree course, when I came here, I did the 1-year course in Bachelor of Science Honors Bioinformatics, which was a 1-year degree that I graduated in this 8th of May. So this was my graduation day. These are my pictures, and I was really excited. So, and these are the other colleagues of mine that graduated recently as well. And I'm currently pursuing a master's in bioinformatics at the University of Pretoria. So, through the Mastercard Foundation, I have improved on several technical leadership skills. One of them being I'm the events coordinator for the scholars community, and more so with my course, I have improved in data analysis. So I can be able to leverage Python or several programming languages to analyze data, which include Python, Linux, SQL, and R. And these core technical skills are enabling me to uh, impact community in several ways. For example, through the monitoring and evaluation advisory, one of the organizations I worked with, but now currently advise the monitoring and evaluation team. So with this expertise, it also talks to the how their data is portrayed to the on their websites, and also to the audience, and also the funding uh, bodies. Okay, so this is one of the community engagement activities I've participated in with some of my scholars. So on this call, we have Adele Ademiku, who is also going to tell us a story at the University of, as a scholar at the University of, who is going to share his experience as a scholar at the University of Edinburgh. And this is one of the Mastercard Foundation partner universities, so which is different from, which has another trajectory in terms of its intakes. So, but let's have uh, Adele Ademiku share his story briefly. Adele, you can unmute. Adele, are you on the call? Adele?
Yes, yeah, thank you so much, admin. Sorry, host. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, perfect. So, my name is Adimiko Adelaye, and I'm from the University of Edinburgh. It's really good to be here. Rohan and Lillian, thank you so much for, having me here. And to everyone who is actually listening, my name is Adimiko Adelaye, and I'm a Mastercard Foundation Scholar at the University of Edinburgh. So, I applied to the University of Edinburgh last year. I think I got a response around April, and I started studies in September 2023. I'm studying food security to be precise, and I would be sharing a bit of my experience as a Mastercard Foundation Scholar at the University of Edinburgh, and also share a bit as regards the application tip, most importantly, which also resonates with the University of Pretoria, because this is actually focused on the University of Pretoria. So just like the University of Pretoria, the University of Edinburgh always, or before, previously has undergraduate scholarships, but not anymore. So the University of Edinburgh is focusing on masters, scholarships for master students alone, not PhD or postdoctoral scholarships. And so just like some few questions like that you have in the forms, because I can check the form for the application for Pretoria. And I saw that there are short essays, 3 of them. You need to explain what your choice of course study is and how it actually impacts what you're pursuing. So I don't know if I could share more about the application section from my own tip. Bruhan, is that okay?
Yeah, you can give briefly because we're almost out of time. Eh?
Okay, cool. Yeah. So just briefly, a few things that I would like to share that Bronard has actually like said so much as regards it. So, but I would like to share this tip. Use the STAR approach. I don't know if you've heard about the STAR approach. The STAR approach is called the situation, the task, action, and results. The situation, the task, the action, and the results. So I'm going to, aside that as well, I want you to, whenever you are applying, have an understanding of the context of what you're doing in your local community. For example, I'm studying food security, and I have been helping the local community before I applied for the scholarship, which is helping them, teaching them how to grow sustainably, and also sharing farm amenities with them, such as fertilizers and all of those. Yes, so I have the understanding that this is related to zero hunger. So that's the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 2. So having that understanding helped me to put up my application very well, which I feel like it's important to also take note of when you're answering the questions. That's question 1 specifically. So when you're explaining how your choice of study will impact your career, you should be able to take note of that. And share the problem. First of all, share the problem. What are you currently working on? If you're currently working in that sector, or if not, maybe you've seen the problem as a problem in your local community or in the international context, you should share that. And I'm just saying I'm not saying this as something that would help you to win. It's just my own personal experience into applying to the University of Edinburgh, and of course, which also relates to the University of Pretoria as well. Another thing I would like you to know is know the course you want to learn. Go to the University of Pretoria website and check those courses as well to see what they are actually teaching. So that's how you're going to learn very well what you would put up in your application process. And lastly, on that question 1 is after you understand what you want to do after you've learned this course. I mean, after you've studied this course, understand what you want to do in a short term and a long term. So that's very much important. So Some other things that I would like you to take note of is just like I mentioned, understand the situation, the task, the action, and the results. Those are what you're going to use as a structure when you're writing your essays. So I think Bruhan has said so much about the leadership aspect, which you would imply in question 2 as well. So I don't need to reiterate. Talk about how long you've been working in this space. Take note of those questions individually, like those sentences, the sentences individually. Say, what's your responsibility in your community? For example, I have been in volunteering for over 6 years now, and what I'm just going to say is my responsibility in my local community is to solve food insecurity, or is to ensure that there's zero hunger using my advocacy skill or using communication skill. And that's how you're able to express yourself. So also use numbers. Over my 5 years experience working in XYZ local community, or maybe you're applying as an undergraduate, you could just say, being in this local community for 9 years, I have been able to teach kids in my local community how to learn fast, or how to read book efficiently, or how to learn ABCD. So that's showing that you're teaching people, you're mentoring students. So this mentorship experience has helped you to learn coordination, has helped you to learn communication skills, has improved your communication skills, and so many other factors, so many other adjectives that resonates with leadership. So those are the things that you want to put out in the engagement questions of section 2. So I'm just going to be brief because we don't have time, and Bruhan has actually said so much. So, which is much important, the last one. Mastercard Foundation always favors people who are from low-income background. You're disabled, or you're a woman, or you're a refugee. This is where don't be shy about it. Or you faced any problem, let's say you're an orphan, or you're displaced, you've been maltreated, let's say you faced female genital mutilation before, or so many other challenges of life. So this is where you should be open to put it there. So, but don't say all your problem and you leave the action or how you've thrived out of that situation. So once you've said your problem, ensure that you talk about, what you need to do, what's the task. So what task is saying is, what are the things you ought to do that can solve this situation? So then you tell them, experiencing this situation, I have been able to achieve this to solve my problem. However, it's not enough. Then you tell them the results you've gotten from the action you personally have taken. So after discussing this action, then you can then discuss that having this scholarship will help you learn more about the solution you're intending to create, or you're intending to learn from the course. So this solution will help you to reach the broader context that I mentioned earlier. So don't forget 4 key things: understand the context of what you want to study from your local community and the broader context. 2, use statistics. Put number of years, number of people you were able to reach, number of how much the goal you're looking forward to solve, or you can solve personally. And yeah, so many things you can attach, number or years, something happened, So all of these things make your story reliable, make it sounds real. So also use the STAR approach, like I said, the situation, task, action, and results. And lastly, use keywords of leadership. Use keywords that are used in the course that you want to apply for. That's very much important. So go to the course you want to study. If you don't know how to do it, you could just type, let's say, for example, you want to study bachelor's in business administration. So go to Google and search bachelor's in business administration, University of Pretoria. Once you search it, the first link or the second link will be showing that particular course. Click it, and then you will see a list of courses that will be taught during the program. That's if you successfully selected, which I am sharing that, and I'm wishing and I hope that you're being selected. So these courses, you'll be able to see those courses and then include in your essay that you're looking forward to learning 1 or 2 courses. You can just select randomly these courses that interest you and then talk about these courses when you're writing your essay. And that essay, that fits into question 1 specifically, when you're sharing about how the choice of your study will impact your future goal. And don't forget, at the end of that question, make sure that you put down your long-term goal and your short-term goal. Like on a short term, once you learn this, you're looking forward to become, let's say, a business administrator, or I don't know. For example, I'm studying food security right now. I could say I want to be a food expert, a food business expert, or I want to work with, and in the long term, I want to work with the World Food Program. So that shows that that shows that you understand what you want to do in future. But make sure that everything connects. The course you've selected that you want to discuss in the essay should connect to the course that would benefit someone who wants to become a food expert, or who wants to work with World Food Program in my own context. So relate that to your own context, and then you're able to I believe you're able to get through that. So yeah, I don't know if this is cool. I don't know if you have any question actually, but yeah, because of our time, I'll just round up there. And yeah, I would also share this YouTube channel with you for those who are interested. I think Brian will also share the recording with me as well, which could be seen on this YouTube channel. So you could check that out soon or later. So that could help you as well. There are some other Mastercard Foundation videos as well on there. It's the Global Opportunities and Goal YouTube channel. So that could be helpful to you as well. I don't know if anyone has any question.
Okay, there's something I want to share, then we can have questions.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you so much, Adele, for everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for those insightful remarks about how to answer the essays or write the essays. Then Oprah Winfrey says, we all want one thing in life, to live the truest, highest expression of ourselves as human beings. So put your best foot forward, apply for the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program at the University of Pretoria. By applying, you are on your journey to becoming a transformative leader of the African continent upon selection. Thank you. So we shall proceed on to the Q&A. If you have any question, you can raise it
So
up.
I'll start with those ones that are wrote in the Q&A,
Okay,
and then
yes.
we will go with the scholars whose hands are up. Sorry, I'm calling you scholars already. Students whose hands are already up. So the first question here is, hey Lillian, should I wait for the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship Award to sign the online contract? I have been conditionally admitted since my USAF exemption is still outstanding. So for this person, the online contract is not what do I call it? It's not an emergency. You can do that next year, because either way you need to submit that. So this is for both undergrads and postgrads. The online contract is a contract between you and the University of Pretoria. So you can even do it next year, because even if you sign it now, you need to submit it in person. So You either submit because they need your signature on it, your signature in pen. So you can't put an copy and paste signature. So that's not an emergency now. The emergency now would be you applying for the funding. So you should be working on your application form now. And then also starting with the USAF exemption certificate. So like I said, with the undergraduates, if you're coming from an English-speaking country and you have your certificates, your high school certificates with you, you can apply for USAF exemption. And because University of Pretoria has already admitted you, the reason you need that USAF certificate is for you to be able to register every year. And then you can only get your certificate within the course of your degree because the university will only need it when you're graduating. It's different from the postgraduates who are doing SAQA. That one, SAQA is, they need SAQA before they get the conditional acceptance or the conditional admission into the university. So that's the difference. So with undergraduates, if you're coming from an English-speaking country, the USAF, you can't start it, but it's not going to prevent you from getting the admission unless you have not yet started the application. Yes, and then this one says they are a refugee from Kenya and don't have a passport. How am I supposed to apply? So unfortunately, this is university policy. You apply using a passport. There is no way to go around that because that is going to be your ID. Yes, so in order for you to apply, you need a passport. If you can't make it for this year's admissions, or if you can't make it for this year's applications, you can try again next year. We are still open next year, that's and then the following year, and then the following year. So if you can't make it this year, I would advise maybe you get your documents ready and then you apply next year. And then, okay, it's still the same thing with a passport. So you do need a passport when you're applying because that is your identity document outside of your country of residence. And then with the application fee, I did mention, you send, if you can pay for it. Listen, we are all for it. If you cannot, then send an email to mcfsup@up.sc.za. I wrote it in the chat. So you send me or send an email to that email address and say you are a prospective scholar and you do not have the funds for the application fee to get into UP. Please note, this is not SAQA or USAF, but the UP application fee, the 300 Rand that was talked about. So if you can't afford it, please send an email. I'll send you the application fee waiver that you can attach as your proof of payment. I think one last question here. Okay. With regards to SAQA, I've put the links as well in the chat. So you can just follow the links. It also has a link to the YouTube video on how to apply for SAQA. And then, yes, you can. Can I submit a UP application before getting SAQA? Yes, you can, but remember you won't get that conditional admission letter if you have not submitted your SAQA. So it would be better for you to apply for it and then follow up. And then when you get it, then you can send it through because UP will not admit you if you don't have SAQA. And please, for graduate students, because you have experience, you have done a bachelor's degree, I would advise you to contact your departments because there are some departments that actually have a way of assisting you with a SAQA certificate, like in terms of whether you need it then or you can apply for it once you get into the program. So for people that are doing master's honors, please contact your department. It would be easier if you're in contact with the prospective supervisor or the administrator of the department because they assist you better. That's, I think I mentioned it before. So for graduate students, please contact your departments. All that information is on the university website. If you're under department of, let's say, Department of Civil Engineering, there is a departmental administrator with his or her contact information there. You can email them directly and they're able to assist you because they're very efficient with that. Okay, the last question says, suppose I get admitted for a BSc in laws, yet I'm in a non-SADC country. Can I get admitted for the scholarship, then transfer later? So we don't advise you to do the transfer thing. It's very complicated. Why? If you make a decision to apply to a degree course, remember you're given two options. You are supposed to apply for degree programs you're sure you're going to do, so that in case the university gives you your first or second option, that is what you chose to do. That is what you're going to do. Because trust me, I am telling you from experience, undergraduates, it is not easy to, even masters themselves, Bruhan will tell you, it is not easy for you to catch up with. I'm trying to figure out the culture of the country, the food, and then academics on top of it. So if you apply for a degree that you didn't want in the first place, but because okay, I met the requirements, and then you get into that degree, it's going to be difficult for you to catch up. We have had students that have failed because they applied for degrees that they were not supposed to apply for. So the person, Faith applied for law, and yet she's non-SADC. So the question there is, did you check and see if the laws governing Kenya, because I think it's Kenya, I'm not sure. Okay, the laws governing your country are the same with the laws governing South Africa or SADC, because then that means you will get your law degree, but you won't be able to practice from your country. So you can only practice from South Africa, and that is also a long process on how to be able to get into get the requirements that allow you to practice law from South Africa. So that's why we said it's important for you to check, even with psychology and social sciences. Before you apply for any degree, please check and make sure that whatever laws or whatever qualification you're applying for aligns with what your system says, or the system in your country says, to avoid any mishaps of you doing a degree that you can't even utilize. Okay. All right, so with the UP application process, after this recording, please send me an email, because I can't, you're very many, you're like over, I think I have so many people in the chat, so easier for you to send an email, and then I'll just forward you the information that you need. Unfortunately, I can't share the slides because it's part of the POPI Act, privacy things with the University of Pretoria, so I can't share the slides with you, but I will share the recording and the UP application process video with you. I think, yeah, that's it from my end. And then we can just take a few questions and then finish up. So I'll start with Abdi Ali.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, we can hear you, Ali. You can speak, Ali.
Yeah, I'm Abdi Muhammad Ali from Kenya, the Dadaab refugee camps. I'm a refugee there. I was following from the start to the end for the presentation. Thank you very much for Lilian, Burhan, and Ali. It was a productive presentation. Mine is it is partially answered by Lilian. I was asking if my case is a refugee, and I'm not in a position of maybe like a passport, but I have an alien and also Brookfit that is recognized by UNHCR. But am I in a position to apply instead of passport, so that I use my alien as an ID? Yeah, thank you. That was my question.
Hi Ali, are you under an organization, like in Kenya? You're under an organization?
Yeah, I'm hosted by UNHCR. I'm a refugee.
Okay, so we do have some organizations that we are in contact with. would you mind speaking to your program coordinator under UNHCR to send an email to the program manager? So this is with regards to the fact that you're a refugee, first of all, and you cannot afford to pay for passports, which I do understand. I think that's an issue we are now having because we didn't think about these things when we were like we are learning as we go on. So can you please can you please ask your program manager, sorry, your okay, no, do this. Send me an email, then I'll
Yeah.
send you the email
Oh.
address of our program manager. Then
Oh,
ask
okay.
your program manager
Okay.
to send an email, an official email to her.
Okay, so in addition to that, normally this what happen for UNHCR, when scholars are given maybe like an opportunity. Even me personally speaking, now I was awarded a Mastercard scholarship in Western Cape. But what happened was the university, I didn't apply for an admission. What they normally do for the UNHCR after you are accepted by the university and you are given an award, they normally issue with a passport. That is what you call CTDN for Refugee Convention passport.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that one, it will only come when you are given an award and your thing is on the table. But for now, if you are not given a chance or an opportunity, they won't give you for passport.
Okay, no, so what I'm saying is I do get you because I think we were working with another organization called Hali. They had the same issue. They say they do offer passports to their students once they are sure that the students are going to be taken by the program. But remember, for you to apply for the program, you need to have applied to the university because it doesn't make sense for you to apply for the scholarship without having applied to the university. So that's why I was suggesting maybe get whoever is in charge to send an email, then we'll take it from there. The program manager will be able to speak directly to UNHCR, and it's not only going to affect you, so it's going to affect all the refugees that are under that organization. So that's why I need you to send an email, then we'll take it from there maybe next week.
Thank you very much. I will send an email. Thank you very much.
All right.
Noted.
I think it's Cafelo. Can you please unmute and ask?
Hi guys. My first question goes, if I for SS, do I have to download the application form, then hand write the SS? Then my second question is, I did my bachelor's degree already, and if I get admitted by UP without SACA results evaluation, does that assure me that I will get an admission for the scholarship in the Mastercard? That's all I have.
I think we did answer this, but let me reiterate. So the reason I said it's going to be faster or more efficient for you to contact your department is because the department you're applying to is aware of the SAQA, right? That's number one. And by the time they accept you, they are aware of that. So rather contact your department directly, and once they give you conditional offer, or even before they give you conditional offer, please contact the department and ask them if SAQA is a requirement for them, because I do know some departments whereby you can bypass SAQA because they look at the SAQA, what do they call it? The SAQA verifications, and then look at your marks, and then they're like, okay, no, with this student, based on the marks they have, SAQA will automatically take them, it will give them the level they're applying for. So for all graduate students, please contact your departments. That's going to be the fastest way to go through this, because I know there are some times where SAQA even takes over a year to get back to you, but there are some departments that will allow you to register and be admitted without the SAQA, because they know if, let's say, for example, I'll use you, if Kafelo applied for a master's and their results coincide with what SAQA wants, we can admit them for master's, and then later on he can get the SAQA certificate. We don't need to wait for him to get the certificate before we admit him. So that's why I said it's very important for you to contact your department directly, because they are also able to assist you more efficiently and faster than if you contact the UP admissions, because UP admissions is dealing with also undergrads. Like there are 7,000 plus undergraduates that are sending emails to them, so they'll get back to you later on in the year. I hope
Okay.
that
Maybe to add a little,
I
with the SAQA, it depends now on how fast you apply. Now, if you understand, if you find out that your course needs a SAQA certificate, apply as early as possible, since now we're in May. On the SAQA website, they indicate that it takes approximately 3 months. So, but that can change depending on how you are coordinating the process. So you keep monitoring your application on the portal. It keeps on changing status. So after submitted, so it will show, after you submitted, it will show confirmation that has been received. So it will now proceed to seeking verification, and in so doing, they are seeking verification of your credibility of your transcripts. So they will have sent an email to your university to find out if you really did that degree from that university. So this is from my own experience. Upon finding out that you've seen the status that is seeking verification, so keep logging in on that application portal to see the status of your application. Then you now go to your academic registrar. Now this is on the side of her from my university, Chamberlain University. So the University of Chamberlain doesn't require you to pay any fee when you are then they are to send any verification that your document is legal. I mean, it's credible, or you studied from the university, that university. But from other students I've helped at the Makerere University, there's an application. There is a fee you pay to verify your document, and then the academic registrar sends an email to SAQA that your document is credible, and they also send a certified transcript. So the university sends a certified transcript to SAQA. Upon that, now SAQA now verifies your document, looks at how the credit units, and then gives you a level of which suits you. Then from that level, the university admission team at your department can determine which course or which level to get on, whether on honors or at master's level. Yeah,
Okay.
that's now for postgraduate studies. But
Let's say
for me, from my experience, it took 1 month. So, but it depends on how fast you look at you monitor the site. Thank you.
okay, let's say I'm admitted in my faculty without evaluating my results. Maybe they have evaluated using the scoreboard. Then am I eligible for the scholarship with the Mastercard if the university has already admitted me?
I'm sorry, Kafelo, are you South African?
No, I'm from Lesotho.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you're South African. I was going to say, no, South Africans don't require SAQA.
Okay. I'm from Lesotho, and let's say maybe I have been admitted in that faculty, and then I have to apply for the Mastercard program.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Am I still supposed to evaluate my results for the Mastercard, even though the university didn't require me to?
Okay, so
Yeah.
if the university didn't require you to, the reason why we say verify first is we have had incidences where the student is actually, they cannot register, so we have to pull the scholarship out. So that's why if you're verified with your department and I've told you that you don't need SAQA, that's fine. Then you can apply for Mastercard. Mastercard doesn't deal with SAQA. We just tell the student that you need to verify with your faculty and make sure SAQA or your department, make sure either you fulfill the SAQA requirements or SAQA is not needed. Because if it's needed along the way, and we have given you the scholarship, and then UP comes back and is like, this student cannot register, or we can't have this student because they didn't meet these requirements, then we pull the scholarship from you because there is nothing we can do. And I've seen it happening. There's a student from Zambia who didn't meet the qualifications after Mastercard had given the person the scholarship, and they had to withdraw it because now you can't get the scholarship if you don't have a degree you're going to study. So just to avoid such incidences, just be very sure. If you are very sure, no problem.
Okay. So for the application form for the masters, for the Mastercard, for the SS, do I handwrite the SS or I download the whole application form, then I fill it using my laptop, or is it fine that
do both? You can do both because the reason why we made it available is because remember, we are looking at every student from every aspect of the continent. So there are people who can't access internet for more than 2 hours. So they can't sit down, or they don't even have laptops. So they can't sit down and start filling the application form. So with those ones, they can just download it, fill it in with hand, then scan it, and then send the scanned copy. That's accepted. So we are just trying to tackle each and every student's aspect with regards to the application. So if you can handwrite it, that's fine. If you can fill it on, type in, that's also okay. Whichever works for you.
Thank you. I am all answered.
Okay. Can we please have Mary unmute and ask?
Okay, thank you so much, Lillian. Thank you, Bruhan. I have 2 questions. One is on, I remember you said we need to have passports, not IDs. So there was a section I did see that they need parents' passport or ID for international students. Does my parent need to have a passport, or I can still use their ID?
Or use their ID. The person applying is the one that needs a passport. Your parents can use IDs. Even there are some, I know in my country, if you're below a certain age, you don't have an ID. So if you have siblings and you can attach their birth certificates. That's okay.
Okay, thank you. Then the second question I do have is, what if I apply for a Mastercard in different universities? For example, I apply for one in Western Cape, Pretoria, then Edinburgh. Does Mastercard penalize me for that, or it doesn't? And in case it gives me, is it possible for them also to give me the scholarship in all the 3 universities? Then I make a choice.
Okay,
Please.
so the issue with that is if we have different deadlines. So for example, let's say Mastercard University of Pretoria deadline is 30th of September, and you get feedback, or because you're very many applicants, the only people that get feedback are the candidates that have been shortlisted. That's around December to January, you get contact if you've been shortlisted. So now the issue is, if you get the scholarship at UP, there is a contract you sign, and that contract you're bound by it. So that means if you sign that contract, and let's say Edinburgh was your first choice and it gave you later on, I'm not sure, maybe, sorry, his name, he will verify when Edinburgh gets back to you. But let's say if Edinburgh gets back to you after UP has accepted you, and you have a specific time frame with which you need to sign that contract, because then we need to send you documentation to apply for your visa. You cannot then let go of that contract. You are bound by that contract. So now it's an issue of, you can't gamble, if I might say that. If you're to gamble, then you can't sign the contract. Then we are going to give it to an applicant on the waiting list because you've already passed your deadline for signing the contract. So it's very tricky if the deadlines for the different Mastercard Foundation programs are within a month apart. So I'm not sure. I won't lie to you, but I'm not sure. Just maybe if you feel like you're confident that other universities are going to give you, maybe not sign the contract of whichever partner university gives you first until you're sure. But if you feel you're not, then if you sign the contract, I know with the University of Pretoria, when you sign the contract, you are bound to it.
Okay, thank you, Lillian.
You're welcome. Can Joshua Kiza, can you please ask your question?
All right, thank you very much, Lillian and Brohan, for this informative session. I would like to start by something small. For those that are applying to the Department of Economics, I contacted the coordinator and she told me you can actually get admission as you wait for your SACWA. So if you're a prospective student, postgraduate in economics, that is sorted. My question is, in the requirements for submission for the Mastercard Scholarship, I saw that you need a provision admission letter, but you had earlier on said that you can apply with a student number as you wait for the admission. So in a case that I have applied this week and I would like to start on my Mastercard application the other week using my student number, wouldn't the failure to attach the provisional admission letter that I've not yet gotten render my application incomplete? I would like to know. I think it might have been answered somewhere, but I think I missed it. Thank you.
Okay, so then yes, you are right, and yes. So we made a leeway because from previous or past experience, the admissions office might take quite a while to answer, especially for graduate students. You might be able to hear from them like December or January of the next year, right? So the reason why we say once you get your student number apply is because we are able to track on the system. So I am able to log into the UP PeopleSoft and track your admission from my end. So if that's why it's very important for you to have the student number. So when you apply and get the student number, it might take a while, especially for graduate students. I know with undergraduates, by August, you already know whether you've been accepted or not, but then the people applying for masters, it takes a while. So the student number helps us track that even if we have gone through your application process, we are going to, your application form, we are going to wait for the university to admit or not admit you. Then we'll also base our final decision making on that bit. Yes, so you can apply, after getting your student number, you can apply and we will be able to track on our end whether you've been admitted or not. Okay,
And then the other maybe advice is if your degree is a 3-year degree course, to be on the safe side, as you're applying for SACWA, the best degree to apply for is an honors, because when when SACWA verifies your document and gives you level 7, they give you honors. So do not can I say take shortcuts. That's the experience. There are people who had a 3-year degree course and applied for masters, but they couldn't get admission because they already had a 3-year degree course. So apply for honors, and then when you get the scholarship and you perform well, there is a given admission percentage for masters, and then you still considered for the scholarship, then you can proceed to your masters. So that's very, very vital. Thank you.
I think we'll take 5 more questions and then we'll end because the other questions are not going to end. Can Galaxy Tab S5E unmute and ask the question?
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I just have one question. I wanted to know if I am, so like I studied BA law at the University of Pretoria and I was under a bursary, okay, so the NSFAS bursary. And then I want to now study for the LLB. Am I gonna qualify for the Mastercard scholarship?
LLB is a degree, right?
Yes.
I don't think so. I think we have had this as well previously. So I think you would only have, because you have a degree already, regardless of what it is. If it's and if you're not supposed to apply for the degree that you already currently hold. So for example, if you already have a master's, you can't apply for a master's again. So I think in your case, you would have to wait till you finish your LLB. And then if you want to go ahead and apply for masters, then you can. But if you already hold a degree previously, then unfortunately, they can't give it to you. They won't give you the scholarship.
So LLB is the law, the bachelor's of law. So if you already hold, if you're on your journey of pursuing a law degree, so you finish it. After finishing it, have your transcript ready, then you can apply. And
All right.
for the masters, if you're considered for the masters, then and then you're also selected for the scholarship, you can be able to study. So it depends upon selection that you can be able to get the scholarship.
All right.
Nicholas, can you please unmute and ask? Okay, we'll go on to the next person. Claire? To see me, Claire, can you unmute and ask?
Well, thank you so much, Lydian and Brian, for this presentation. My question is about a SAQA certificate. If I apply for it now, maybe I get it. Can I still use the same certificate next year, or I need to apply for the certificate again? Because I see this year I may not be able to apply to the University of Pretoria, but I need to prepare myself and have the documents ready so that I can be able to apply next year.
Yes, the certificate doesn't expire. So if you apply for it you apply this year, next year you can use the same certificate.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mosa, please unmute and ask. Mr. Mosa? Okay, can Matlong Gonolo, sorry, can you please unmute and ask?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, thank you so much for the presentation. So I just want to find out, I did a BSc degree with UNISA, but I didn't finish it due to funding. There were no more funds. I only ended up on second year. Am I able to qualify for the scholarship?
Wait, are you applying to UP or you
Yes, I'm applying to UP.
For a degree?
For a degree where I don't mind to start all over again because
then
with
that's
UNISA,
fine.
yeah.
That's fine because you don't have a degree. So that's fine.
Okay.
As long as you don't hold the qualification that you're applying for.
Okay.
And you're also not in the same university. So if you are at UP, then you wouldn't qualify because you already are.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So all I need to do is just to apply at the University of Pretoria and get a
Yes.
student number.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Bye.
Caleb, please ask your question.
All right, thank you very much, Brian and Vivian, for the session. It's been great. Thank you. My question is, I've been trying to reach out to my program manager. It's been like 2 months now. She hasn't replied to my email, so I don't know how to go about that because I needed to reach out to her and ask about if SAQA is really like a prerequisite for the Masters of Commerce in Accounting sciences coursework. So yeah, that's the difficulty I have.
Okay, I'll help you. Can you please send me an email? I'll send you an email to one of the administrators.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll be waiting to see your email address.
All right. No, the MCFSP at UP, the one you see the
Okay.
screen? Yes, the one.
Yeah, I
Brooklyn.
see.
Yes.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay. Delight, can you please unmute? We have 2 more questions and then we'll end the session. Sinclair, Delight. Yes.
Hello, thank you so much for the information that you gave us. So, in the portal, for example, I was applying for the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and on uploading the grades, they say that you're supposed to choose an examination board. What if your examination board is not on the list? And they also required me to send an index number for my examination board, yet I couldn't find it on any of my certificates. What am I supposed to do?
Wait, you're applying to KNUST in Ghana?
Yeah, yes, and I'm also applying to University of Pretoria.
Oh, so I can't answer for Kwame Nkrumah, unfortunately, but I can answer for UP. Do you have any questions related to UP?
Yes. Do they do the same, like uploading examination boards? Because I wrote my examination board was ZIMSEC in
Okay.
Zimbabwe.
I
Yes.
think, if I'm not mistaken, for international students, there is where they ask for you're supposed to tick the foreign qualifications. I think something like that. It's foreign qualifications. I don't have my other form, but you're supposed to tick foreign qualifications, and it allows you to fill in your own results. So you can't do, because the system is designed for South African students, but there is an option of international students. So under international, there is the foreign qualifications. That's what you tick, and then it's going to bring a drop-down menu where you can fill in your own results by manually.
Okay, that's marvelous. Thank you so much, Lillian.
All right. Mosa?
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. I'm from Lesotho, so my question is, I have honors degree in health information management. So I don't see where I fit in the scholarship courses unless I give you my transcript so that you can just go through them and see, because it's a new course in here, and I think you can guide and help me and see whether I fit in or I don't. Thank you.
Yep. What did you do? Sorry.
Health information management.
Health
information management. Yes, ma'am.
Under what faculty in Lesotho?
In health. It's health department.
Oh, okay.
Health.
So what I think now the question is, what do you want to do for your master's? Before you even look at, for your honors, sorry, before you even look at before you even look at the degrees that are sponsored, what do you want to do?
Public health.
So then I think public health is under health sciences. We don't sponsor health sciences.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So we only sponsor natural and agricultural sciences. So what I was telling the other people is the natural and agricultural sciences is it falls within health sciences as well. So the people that, let's say, for example, want to apply for veterinary sciences, we don't sponsor veterinary sciences as a faculty, but there are some similar courses in NAS that you can do, like animal sciences. So you look at that and then read through the degree and see if it's similar to what you want, then you can apply for that.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Over to you, Bruhan. I think I'm done.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ian, for answering those questions. For those questions, for people whose questions are not answered, you can reach out to the email, but these key, you can see the QR codes, they can guide you. So use Google. Google is your best friend. Scan these QR codes, they'll take you to the websites which have key information. So start from there. Then when your question is not answered, maybe you can reach out for help. But yeah, I believe with this session, you're good to go. We can end it from here. Thank you so much. You can leave at leisure.